Hi, I'm here with a quick update on my front yard. If you're new here, I'm Beth and I am working on adding as many native plants as I can to my suburban Midwestern yard. So this week in my front yard, I moved a hydrangea from the backyard to the front yard. And if you missed it, in my last video I showed sort of my plan for what I'm doing in the front yard. I've got a native meadow, I've got some other plans, so check that out if you're interested in seeing what my plans are for that space. So this is just a quick update of moving that hydrangea. Before I moved it, I took out any of the dead diseased twigs, and I also wanted to just kind of I was aiming for removing about a third of the stems just so that it had less growth to support. Whenever you move something, that's going to cause some damage to the roots, and then it needs to then get itself settled in and also then support leaf growth and stuff like that. So I figured if I took out like a third of them, it has less work to do. What ended up happening is, so also I went to all the trouble to show you all these twigs that I'm taking out here in this close-up, and then I proceeded to completely forget to film pruning. But anyway, I did end up taking out the diseased and damaged stems or branches, and then it ended up being a lot more than I expected. The plant was just not doing so hot, particularly all of those bigger branches. I think all of them actually, even the one that I ended up leaving, are diseased, but I didn't want to be left with like no plant whatsoever. I don't know. So it's already leafing out in front. I think it's gonna be okay. So anyway, sorry I didn't film that pruning process. Next thing I did was I kind of went all the way around it with a shovel to loosen it as much as I could from the dirt. I thought I had gotten all the way around it and that it was just really heavy, but then I had to kind of go back around, and there was one more root that was really wanting to hang on there. So I got it completely loosened from the space it was in, and then I loaded it up on a wheelbarrow to bring it around to the front of my house. After that, I plopped it into place, and I plan to kind of shift it around and try and get the nicest side pointing toward the street, but what ended up happening is it was just really heavy, and I just kind of was like, well, you know what? I ended up removing so much of this poor shrub that I'm sure in a few years, what it looks like now is not even gonna be what we see, so I just decided that where I put it is fine. We're gonna leave it like that. So after that, I realized that usually what I do when I move a shrub is I fill the hole that I dug with water so that the shrub kind of has a jump start with soil moisture. So I kind of watered around the shrub before I filled in with dirt to kind of give it some extra moisture down there. Then I filled in with the dirt and kind of pushed it into place, and then I watered it again, pushed it in some more. You really don't want to have a bunch of air down there that can dry out the roots. So I've heard that even more important than watering the plant, that the water helps to remove air pockets and really make sure that the soil gets in around the roots really well so that it has good soil contact again. So anyway, I watered it in really good, and then I put back, I had moved away a layer of leaves that were sort of decomposing. That's what I use for mulch in this bed. So I put those back over to hold in the moisture, and then that was basically it, and I was all done. Like I said, this is a really quick update. I hope to see you guys soon. I think the next thing I'm gonna be working on is probably putting in, I told you about the sedge and hosta meadow that I'm working on. That's probably what I'm gonna work on next. So stay tuned for that. All right, thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.